Yo, what is going on, guys? TymeStopper here, coming back at you another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about patch 5.50, which is coming up probably the beginning of next week, and potentially a tournament that is going to launch that is going to give you the opportunity to get one of the long-lost Coldheart skins. So, let's jump into the video. Okay guys, first and foremost, let's go over patch 5.50's notes, which just dropped in the Discord over on the Raid Discord. So, couple exciting things coming up here. Some of it we already know about, some of it brand new. Now, in the post, they said no major changes, but some of these things are very nice quality of life things, so I wanted to go through them real quick with you guys. So, obviously, it says it's coming up soon here with some quality of life improvements to the Forge and Tag Team Arena, the new champion, and the balance patch, which we kind of already known about, but I'll run through those quickly at the end. So, first and foremost here, we have Forge improvements. It says, having gone through a list of requests, with the support team, they've come up with 4 adjustments to the Forge. You'll be able to craft 10 artifacts at the same time moving forward. Charms can be used, though they will be applied to all 10 artifacts you craft, obviously. If there's not enough charms, the game will use as many as are available. Awesome. And the remaining artifacts will be crafted without charms. Perfect. So no errors or anything like that. It just uses up what you have and then, goes from there. Second big thing, crafting animations will become skippable with a tap. Hallelujah. Finally able to speed up some of the Forge now. For you guys out there using RSL Helper, obviously this is not as big a deal because you can just set it up to craft and go and come back 5 minutes later and it's done crafting. But for anyone that's not using RSL Helper or who is on mobile, you know that crafting can be a pain. So this is a huge quality of life improvement. I'm sure it's going to break RSL Helper just in time for CVC next week, which is probably not ideal for most of you out there, but hey, it is what it is. Can't stop them. Now, it also says the game is going to remember chosen artifact ranks when you switch between different artifact sets, or lower it to the next highest rank if there's a mismatch of open rank between sets. So I'm assuming what they're talking about here is like when you jump from, say, Perception to Resilience, if you had it selected as Legendary that you are crafting on Resilience, it's going to automatically hop over there as Legendary on Perception or vice versa. Not a big change, but hey, you know what? Every little bit helps. Also, it says here that they're going to have advanced quests is going to send you the specific artifact set that you need to craft in order to complete that quest. That's pretty good. A lot of times you'll get these advanced quests where it says craft a perception item or something like that. So now you can just click on that in the advanced quest. It will whoop you over to the Forge and put you automatically in the set that you need to craft, which is kind of cool. Now, it also says here that on top of that, we're going to adjust the chances of obtaining legendary and epic materials in Faction Wars. Legendary materials will get a lower drop rate, but the drop rate of epic materials will rise by the same margin. We're going to do this to preserve the overall reward balance in Faction Wars while addressing the issue many players lacking epic materials for crafting. Now, for one, I can tell you that this is probably not a welcome change for most endgame players. Now, if you're like mid-game, sure, but endgame players are already farming Faction Wars 21, and Faction Wars 21 actually gives you a better mix of the epic to legendary ratio. You actually get more epic than legendary versus the lower ones. So hopefully they don't mess with the stage 21 faction crypts at all. I'll throw on the screen here, you can see what the current ones are, and it shows which stage is going to give you the best drop chance. And as you can see here, the legendary ones don't drop as high as a portion in number 21. So for someone like myself, where I'm farming all level 21 Faction Wars, this is not ideal for me if they lower those. But if they make the adjustment otherwise, on all the other ones. Obviously, early game, mid game, this is a much better solution for them, because I do see a lot of players in that situation where they just don't have enough epic materials, but they have too many legendary. Once you get to stage 21, that just becomes a non-issue, basically. But depending on what they do to this, this could be good or bad. It just kind of depends on what adjustment they make and where you are in the game. Now, let's move on to Tag Team Arena, a sore spot for almost everybody. Now, I know most people would probably like to see Tag Team Arena just kind of go away because they feel like it's just annoying, a waste of time, a duplicate, or in this case, a triplicate of regular Arena. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but they are going to make it a little bit easier to kind of get into the tiers here. It says they've significantly expanded the size of the Tag Team Arena tiers to make it easier to reach silver or gold and stay there. Which, again, great. It's going to be perfect for things like CVC, where if you could make it to Gold Tag Team Arena, it is by far the best point farm that you can get, because you get points off of the number of gold bars. So the more gold bars you get, the more points you get. So that will be nice. Outside of that, obviously, farming more gold bars is going to make it easier to pick up more items in the bazaar. So if you're looking for the... like I do, where I go into the Tag Team Arena all the time and I buy all the stuff out of the bazaar, you'll be able to buy some of the higher level items a little bit easier, like the Sacred Shard and the Legendary Book. Maybe the 5-star chicken will be a little bit easier for you to get. Oh, speaking of which, while we're there, let's pick up our stuff. We always pick up the charms every day, and we always pick up the accessories, so we'll pick those up. But maybe that'll make it a little bit easier for some, who knows. It looks like they're going to be expanding the tiers. Now, we can see here the tier limits. So 2,500 for gold 4, gold 3, 3,000. Now, this is the top. So basically, they're saying that the top 2,500 players will be in gold 4. The top 3,000 will be in gold 3, 4,500 for gold 2, so on and so forth, down through the ranks. Now, how does that compare to what it is currently? So right now, if we go to the tiers, we can see that that's basically double, right? So right now, it looks like, let's move this over here real quick. So gold, right now, gold 4 is 1,250, so we're moving to 2,500, 3,000 in gold 3, 4,500 in gold 2, gold 1 is top 7,000, so they're more than doubling the amount of players in the gold tier. So should make it much, much easier to get up to gold and or stay there. Especially, I like the fact that maybe I can get into gold 4 and kind of stay there. I fluctuate personally between gold 3 and gold 4 pretty regularly, kind of bounce back and forth, because it takes a lot of work to stay in gold 4, and because Tag Team Arena resets at some ungodly hour of the morning for me, a lot of times I just don't worry about it and I'll just drop down on purpose. But anyway, a welcome change there for sure. Turn limit counter. Now this says it's going to introduce a turn limit counter and notifications. You'll see both the current turn and the maximum number of turns available in Doom Tower battles. For everything else, you'll get the max number of turns displayed once you begin approaching that limit. Well, that's pretty good. For any guys that have ever had the game just kind of time out on you because you didn't even realize there was a turn limit at 1,500 turns, now you'll get a notification. It looks like it's going to show it to you in Doom Tower, because I think that's probably where you hit it more than anywhere else. It says, upon reaching a particularly high number of turns, you'll get a notification informing you they're running out of time. Finally, the game will pause and give you one last notification when you only have a few turns left, unless it's the Demon Lord or Hydra battle, or you're running multi-battles. Then there'll be no pause. You'll also get a text notification of the battle results screen if the battle ended because the turns ran out, which is awesome. Right now, you just get some weird looking error. And if you ever check the bugs channel in the Raid Discord, you'll see there are always notifications over there. That's about all for the new stuff that we didn't know about. Obviously, if you've been living under a rock, you probably don't know about the new stuff. But if you haven't been, obviously we have this Bivald of the Thorn, which is going to be the new fusion champion. You can read all his details. I'll link in the video description down below all of the stuff here so you can read about it. I'm not going to go through all that again with everybody. We do also have some balance changes that are happening with Necrohunter, Kallia, and Frostbringer, and Woad painted, which are all obviously welcome changes as well. Can't go wrong with a balance change. How especially on Epic Champions, albeit I don't know how effective any of them are going to be. I don't know it's going to be enough to bring any of these guys out of the vault for people that have a good roster. Maybe early to mid-game, some of them make more sense. But, hey, you know what? A buff is a buff is a buff, right? I will say I'm a little disappointed. Frostbringer, still not bringing the Frost. What kind of name is that? Can we just change her name? Can we change her look? Can we give her freeze? I mean, come on. Anyway, so last but not least, guys, one thing, if you guys haven't hopped in the game today, or maybe you're just not super paying close attention, you will notice that almost every time we get a event or a tournament, you will see the background and it will tell you kind of like what's going on, right? So like this background is basic, this background is basic. That tells you it doesn't go with any kind of fusion or anything like that. If it went with a fusion, you would see a fusion champion on there. It gives you kind of a sneak peek of some of the rewards and stuff that you can expect. So this morning when I opened my game up, I went into the tournament screen here and I saw you got the Classic Arena Takedown and the Fire Knight, and wait, what is that right there on this Champ Training Tournament that's starting in 19 hours? I think that's one of the brand new Coldheart skins. So it looks like we may be getting a Champ Training Tournament to acquire either fragments of the Coldheart skin, which would be really annoying, or the Coldheart skin itself. Now, I don't know. I mean, chances are maybe the top place gets the skin in each bracket. I doubt it's going to be top 2. Worst case scenario, they could make it like only the top like 1 or 2 in global. Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they also don't drag this thing out for like 7 days, which I doubt they'll do anyway, being that we have a fusion starting next week on the 11th or 12th, I believe it is. So I don't even know that they would have enough days to put it as a 7-day tournament because they're not going to want to run into the fusion with it. But either way, it does look like we finally might get a chance at grabbing one of the Coldheart skins. For you guys that don't know, the Coldheart skins have been in the game for a while now. We just haven't had a way to get those skins, and everybody was kind of wondering, hey, how are we going to get the Coldheart skins? But if you come over here to her portrait, you can actually click on Champion Skins and you can see the skins. So we got the Necrohunter skin, which it looks like is going to be the one that you're going to possibly be able to get from that tournament. And then, of course, the Pyroclast skin, which I think is probably the better looking one. Just the skin coloring on it and the highlights and, you know, all the fire and everything else. I don't know that I love this skin necessarily. I actually prefer the standard Coldheart, but hey, you know what? Maybe you like this one. Maybe you're going to go ham on a Champ Training Tournament. But just be warned, like I said, there is a fragment fusion coming up starting next week. So do you really want to go crazy and burn through all your resources to get a skin that only you're going to be able to see? It's not like you're going to even use Coldheart in like a PvP scenario. So you're basically going to be the only one to ever even see the skin. So do you really want to go crazy for it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys going to go for the skin if it's in there? Or are you just going to leave it alone? Me personally, I probably won't even go for it. I don't have a ton of stuff I can train up anyway. And my guess is that it's going to be super hard and super competitive. And especially being that we have a CVC next week. Who knows? Maybe it'll overlap with CVC. Maybe we'll get some points, but you never can tell. We'll just have to play it by ear. But guys, that's about all I have for today. Didn't want to keep you guys super long. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, until next time, be good.